Oh, I'm on. Good. Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm going to see if I can turn the light up a little more. Okay. Let's see if it gets me. Oh, man, it's not doing it. Is it doing it now? Oh, look at that. I came by the bowl and it just lit up. Okay. Hey, everyone. That's kind of weird. I stepped away from the bowl. I go to the bowl. Hi. How are you? So, can we talk? We got to talk. So, oh, hold on. You just stay in contact with the bowl, obviously. I'm going to see if I can bring in another light because I have to be able to move around. The bowl is having fun with me right now. Okay, so let me turn up the sound and make sure you can hear me because God knows I've been listening to Columbo. All right. So let me get it. We'll get it. That's a side profile thing. Oops. I have a lot to share. There we go. And depending on how this acts, how the lighting is, I don't know what to do with this lighting anymore. Let me see if I can do it this way. Guess I should have set this up before I started doing it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Miracles. Miracles are happening. Oh, I don't want it to fall off. Oh, that one. Okay. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. So let's talk. So I don't think I came on here for my birthday celebration. I'm 56 now. Thanks to my mom. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. So this topic I'm talking about is totally dimensional, totally galactic, totally out there. I don't care what you think. I don't care. And I'll tell you why I don't care because it was my experience, is what I experienced, is what happened. I have been experiencing things in space and galactic for a long time since I was young. Just never knew what it was. But now, since I'm older, it's nothing for me to just go out and get info, go to the galactic space and talk to different galactic councils and teams. I have that connection. And I'm not here to prove it to anybody or nothing, but I will come and share the hell out of my stories. You can believe it or not. I don't care. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened. I bought, hold on a second. Let me bring the volume in. I'm going to tell you what happened. Yeah, bring it. Ah, first of all, I have to say my bowl. Let me see if I can show you what it is. Um, kept calling to me, kept saying, "Would you please come and get me?" And I'm like, "Hell, if I know where you are in that storage nightmare." I said, "No, I think you're up on top somewhere." And it kept saying, "I'm way up on the top. I'm way up on the top." And I'm like, "Okay, okay, okay." So this morning was like really hard pressing me. I need you to come get me. I need you to start using me, and we need to start ringing out. And I'm like, okay. So went over to Folsom, went to my storage, went and got in there, and I said, it has to be way up on the top of the medicine trunk. So got up there, touched it. It was like humming, and I was like, oh, okay, this is it. And I reached and pulled it down, and it said, "Be careful, crystal bowl." And I was like, oh, found it. So got my bowl, took it out of the box, left the box there, wrapped it up in my Sundance dress, and brought it up. And as soon as I opened it, it was just humming. It was just like, I was like, okay, 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 got it, got it, got it, got it. So I have been for a week now interacting. Last night I went to Lyra, Dimension of Lyra, and Lyra. Um, and I didn't remember until later this morning where I was. But let me tell you what happened. I went to bed really early because it was like around 8:30 or 9. I was really tired. I said, God, I'm just really, really tired. We've had this full moon, this and solar flares. I can tell when that sun is throwing off those flares because it's when it's super, super bright. I'm like, oh, it's going to throw flares. It's throwing off the flares. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm really, really tired. So I went to sleep. And as soon as I started going to sleep, before I went to sleep, I pulled sacred geometry cards. So I was just, I got these for my birthday. And I said, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get these. And two of the cards that I got, let me see if I can find them. Okay, so when I got the cards, I was like, oh, how nice. I got invitation. And when you look at this card, you first thing you zero into is the little diamond shape in the center, but you got to really look at the whole entire card because it's pictures upon pictures inside this card. And I, looked at it and said, oh, wow, look at all the geometric. I see all the starlight and oh, wow, look at all that. Da, 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 da. But I was missing the faces right here. See the faces? See the bodies, the faces of the people? Council. So I get the card, and it's number 60. What is the whole sum of the numbers of this year? A 6, right? And then the second one I got is a 26, and it's the sacred union. All of my special things I like, all the spirals are in there, the DNA. I'm like, oh wow, look at that, that's really cool. Yay, All right. So I look up the invitation. And I'm like, oh, let me read what it is. Okay, let's go to 60, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not thinking nothing. And this book, when I first opened up the box, it wouldn't. I was like, ooh, a lot of geometrics in here. So it says, and to be honest with you, I was only concentrating on the word invitation. I wasn't concentrating on the word underneath it. It says other dimensions. I was just like looking, saying, oh, let me read what it is. You know how you just glaze through, you just want to hurry and get to the meeting. And it says light workers everywhere are exploring and adventuring into the realms of energy, light, and vibration, appear, appearing as grids and malice of light and geometric vibration fields connect everything in existence, from the infinitely to the infinite. Everything vibrates to divine order. Even chaos theory makes sense when seen as part of oneness with spirit. This card represents the doorway, portal, or stargate. Within this vision, you may travel to other dimensions of time and space, places that may not even exist in the third dimensional reality. Dun dun dun. Key. Okay. Giving yourself permission to explore in the first step, a deep connection with spirit and the ability to ground yourself solidly in the next essential measure, gathering your courage to leave the security of the known and venture forth into the third. This card also depicts two guardian figures who will act as guides and protect you on your journey. Go forward and experience the wonders of it all. That is. Okay, so I glazed over and I was like, because I had other cards and I was like putting it all together. I had my other cards out that I was doing the Seer the Light Tarot on top of that. And I was like, oh, this is a really nice spread. Let me just see energetically. Da 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 da. So I totally, when I looked back this morning, then I finally saw these figures and I was like, oh. So, okay. So I lay down and I say my prayers and say all my things. I do not consent to artificial AI. I do not consent to all the artificial fear factor energy out here, blah, blah, blah. I don't consent to it. Not my timeline. And I say it just like that. And I start to kind of doze off. I've already watched my Columbo and I was like, yeah, I go sleep and I fall into sleep hard because that's how I know. This is for light workers. This is for all of you that are doing dimensional travel. You will be out just doing your thing, cleaning up or whatever, and all of a sudden you just feel tired. You get tired. And it's like you have to go lay down right now, or you have to go sleep right now. And it's all because you're getting ready to go either to a gathering or you're going to be taken somewhere. You're getting ready to get some information. That's why they do that. So that they bring your energy into a place where you're getting ready to connect into those dimensions. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I got to do. And finally start going into sleep. And I did not remember anything when I woke up this morning. But here's the thing. I went to sleep. I woke up a little bit after 2 a.m. And the whole back of me was all wet up. Not the front. Nothing on the front, just the whole back of me wet up. I'm like, back of my head, neck, my back, my whole gown. And when I checked my bed was hot. Okay, it was just like hot. And it was just this heat coming off of it. Check the other side of bed. Nothing's cool. I'm like, okay, I went somewhere. I don't think nothing of it. Get up, do my ladylike thing, come back, get back into bed, go back to sleep. Still can't remember. Okay. But I went somewhere. But usually that's a tell when you wake up and you're all drenched in water or whatever. You've been somewhere. Okay. So I get up this morning and I'm like, kind of like trying to put it together. I said, with some people. Not thinking. So then I hop on YouTube and I'm watching a couple of things and people say this guy says one word, a conduit. As soon as he said the word conduit, I went boom. I was back where I was taken. And I said, oh, I was with Hathor, and I was on Laria. I was with the Cat Nation. The people, I call them the cat beings because they look very cat-like. They have very cat features. They have very like lion features, like the higher dimensional features. And I was like, oh my gosh. So this is what happened. I totally, it was like a switch hit, and I said, oh, I remember. So I remember I went up, the two guardians, I was met by two beings that escorted me to that dimensional planet. I have to say dimensional planet. And it was so cool. It was like, wow. It was so beautiful. Now, I've gone two times to a temple that Hathor had taken me to. It was lights, it was beautiful, it was iridescent, it had all the different levels of the Hathor beings. Each different level represented, I mean, each different color of them represented a different level of what they teach and what their specialty is, what they do. And so I was just like, wow, this is so cool. So I had already had those two visits by Arthur, and some amazing things that started happening in my body. And I was like, wow, what's this? What's that? And I was just like, I bring me more so I can teach, so I can share with humanity. What can I help people with? And then I had extra things that I was doing. And I said, oh, I like this gift. Bring it on. Let me share it. So some people in the alchemy of light 369 are already experienced that. Thank you very much. So I I'm being escorted into this like big gathering. I can't even I want to say like a temple, but it was so big, and it was just so full of light and crystals, and it was just gorgeous. I was just like, I am never going back to Earth. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna stay up here. You know, and they were like, no, you got to finish your mission. I'm like, can I just get a timeout? Come on now. I just want a timeout. so I'm just walking, and I had on a really beautiful iridescent like gown fit for a priestess. It was like they were expecting me. So I'm walking in, and I passing by, and I see myself in like a shell reflection, and I'm like, ooh, now if I look like this on Earth, I'm gonna have some serious problems. Anyway, because it was gorgeous. It was really pretty. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I gotta stay on this planet. So I'm walking in, and it was like I stepped in, and it was like all of them had turned, and they said, and here is our guest. This is Priestess Makala. Niana is her name. And, it was just like, I was like, hi, everyone. And one walked up and said, we've been expecting you, and did this to me. And then went, and then everybody, I was like, and I was like, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps just because I remember it. And I'm like, oh my God. So it was like one of the head council members came up to me, and she literally was interviewing me, and she says, tell me, what do you do on Earth? What is your assignment? What is your mission there? And so I said, well, I am, from what I understand, I am a light healer. I'm multidimensional. And as soon as I said it, this sidewall comes down and starts showing my life. And I go, ooh. I say, yes, you've had illnesses that actually took you to this next level. And I was like, yeah. So I'm like doing one of these things, kind of like in The Shining, start pinching yourself. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it was so cool. What being in this energy, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So Then I said, I am a priestess. I, I follow through on a priestess. And they said, boom, they brought up the very first time when I was anointed by a priestess sister and how I went into my priestesshood. And I've been in it ever since. Then I said, I'm also in old native traditions, a sun dancer. Boom! They rolled that down, showed me pictures of me in the arbor, showed me when I was praying, showed my whole face, showed everything. I was just like, whoa, they're like showing all these flashes of my life. And I said, how are you doing this? Said, your DNA. I said, huh? And they went like this to my head and they put it up on the screen. And the whole thing just showed all this memory of me and things that I've done on earth, that I've been doing or done on earth and what have you. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so. Now, at this point, I'm like, I don't want to freaking leave here. I don't want to come back to earth. I don't want to come back to this earthly dimension. I want to stay here because everybody was so nice. And so the energy was so high and it was so beautiful. It was so freaking amazing. I was just like, oh my God, Laria, just energetically. So then she said, how are you helping with humanity? And I said, well, I've been utilizing a gift I was given and it had been activated. And then they all started leaning and doing this. And they go, and then it went, you mean the spiral light? And I go, yes. And then one of the elder men, Elder Lyra, council members came up and he says, you are a conduit for that light to help others. I was like, yes. And every time they would say certain things, they would do this frequency vibration of this, like to acknowledge that frequency, that energy. And it was just a very gentle, when cats purr, when they're purring, they make that sound and it's a very soothing sound when we hear them doing that. But in this culture, in these beings, the ones that I was with, they made that sound. And it was like a acknowledgement. It was like a frequency that they were giving off in their being when they were saying that to me. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm standing there and they just look at me and they say, we're very happy that you're here with us tonight. We would like for you to be here to learn what you want to learn, to come and go as you please. But we've always will make sure you have escorts because these are troubled times on certain dimensions. And a lot of the light workers are finding themselves going down energies that are false. And I said, yes, I'm very aware of that. And there's a lot of that going on Earth right now. Then all of a sudden I started going into this whole thing of, I want to know, why is this happening? Why hasn't everybody just jumped in and tried to save us, try to help us with this, try to overcome this energy? And they all kind of got looked at each other and they were all trying to figure out if they should say anything or not. And then they finally just came to this one collective thought process. I felt the thought and I heard it all before they even said it. And it was this: because humanity on earth has a habit of repeating the same thing and not truly awakening to who they are and not owning it fully, how can you rescue someone if they want to keep that going and are too afraid to acknowledge who they are? And I said, wow, really? And then the male council member stepped forward. He said, "Fear governs Earth." Said it just like that. And if fear governs Earth, fear governs the people as they are until they learn that it is not in existence. And then all of a sudden he just went, he just let go of this vibrational purring sound. And I was just like, understand. And they said, keep doing your mission. You have permission to be here, but you cannot stay with us long periods of time. It would be a distraction from what you're doing. But when you do transcend from that physical body, you will be here amongst us, as well as the others that you work with. You come from here, you will return here. And I said, pass the filament? And he smiled and said, yes, pass the filament. So I just kind of went into that space. I just remember I was having fun. I was air eating these things that look like certain energy things, but they were energetically things that you partake of that nourish the body because I was in that space. But it was the most beautiful, energetic, dimensional space. I've been in many different types of people, but this one I never ever thought I would be on the dimension of Laria. Um, Lyra, excuse me, Lyra. I was like, Lyra. And I was just really blown away. And then there was like cute things going on there. Like when I say dimension of different cat aspects of themselves, kind of like if you think about Avatar. You know how they had like the cat atmosphere, the look, the eyes, the tail, that kind of look. These were more like they had beautiful silhouette like gowns on, and their heads were but cat eyes, beautiful cat eyes, and cat ears, expressions, very Egyptian like, but not overly Egyptian. I can't even describe it, but is if you look at pictures of Hathor and kind of get a look at that and the Hathor beings, and then think of cat beings with the eyes and then the ears, and they did have striking whiskers, but not like a full-on cat whiskers. They were certain ones that had certain kind of like whiskers. Um, but blown away. Didn't even remember it until a word was triggered. And then as soon as I heard the word, boom, I went, right. I was in a meeting last night. And it was all because this card activated and triggered it. So let me share with you something about this is sacred geometry oracle cards. So a lot of other cards I have, like the Stargate ones, the guiding light ones. Let me bring those up. Hold on a second. Because I want to really talk about this, and I'm going to talk about the Mayan ones. So, okay, so the Mayan ones, whenever I do this one, certain cards I notice I will drag my feet on getting them. This one took me almost like 8 years to finally get. And I finally got it. And then it was like, wow, really, you got to be ready for the energies when you work with these. So this one is the galactic language of the light. So love it. So that one was triggering. Then these I got like 2 weeks before my birthday. I got them around the holiday, around Christmas time. So Gateway of the Light Activation Oracle cards. This one is an activator, straight up. You pull certain cards out of this deck, and they will, sorry about that. They are just straight up like soul star activations. Akashic records, stargates, Um, the star gathering. This is what it actually kind of does look like when we go in those realms. So these cards are activated portals. If you haven't noticed that, when you get cards and you're working with them, they're activated portals. So if you do certain reads and things at nighttime, it's almost like I'm telling you, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't really paying I honestly wasn't paying attention. I just saw the word invitation. I said, oh, invitation, I just did my little Capricorn thing, and I'm looking at it like, yeah. Should have paid attention when it was talking about portals, when it was talking about stargates, when it was talking about an invitation. And it literally was like the cards were saying, oh, you got the invitation card. We're going to bring you to an invitation. We're going to invite you. That's exactly what that card did. So then there's the guiding light set. And I remember when we were in Soul Connection and this set fell out, a friend of mine's Jim was in the front of me and she was looking and she went to reach for it and the thing tumbled out and almost hit my toe. And she goes, well, that's something that's trying to get to you. I said, And I remember I picked it up and I was a little hesitant. I was like, I don't really want to get this. They feel like they're too, like, a lot. And I'm glad I did that because I got things like follow the signs. This one, beautiful collaboration. I like this one. Say yes to exciting new opportunities and partnerships that are on their way to you now. Yes. Yes. There are some really powerful, soul purpose. And I love how they were talking to me because they were all about interviewing me as though I was applying for a job or something with them or like a position or something. And they were very just tell us more about yourself. And just to pull it, and now when I look back at it, when they were pulling up all of the my life energy of what I've been doing there and showing me images, I was like, whoa, how do you get my info like that? It said DNA energy has memory. It shows us like a movie. I was like, and it was just also when I asked that question, I was given this info about that. It's really sad on our planet that only certain people have had access to certain technology, and it was kept away from the rest of us so that we would never have that connection. We would never have that knowledge connecting to that. And, the more I step back and I look at all the stuff that's going on the planet and how we have really been, as a humanity, in a lot of ways suppressed in our right ways to own and work with technology. Now, back in the day when Atlantis was full up into technology and then that technology destroyed our butts because we got too greedy and got too far in it. Now here's an opportunity to come and do it the right way for the right reasons for the people instead of only a certain amount of people are going to have access to the power. This is where the lesson is. If we do not learn this lesson, we're going to be right back repeating the same stuff that we've been repeating over and over and over on this planet, where we constantly, oh, we didn't get it. Now we go into war. Now we blow ourselves up. Oh, set the time again. Oh, now we go back. And then we go through deja vu. Then we go through all this mind screwing stuff that happens. And you keep saying, haven't we done this before? Yeah, we've done it before because we can't get it right. So if we don't wake the hell up and get real with ourselves and start really understanding who and what we really are and stand in that power, we're going to keep repeating this stuff. And I tell you what, when I give this body up this time, I am not coming back here because I don't want to be wasting my divine soul time on a planet that can't get their act together. Period. I mean, it's time to start kicking rocks. It's time to start getting real and stop believing all this stuff from other people who are saying this and this and this, and they don't have the facts to back it up. Straight up. If I find I can find facts on it and I share it, cool. I'm confident in what I'm sharing. But if other people are coming on and they're just spouting off at the lip and you don't have facts to back it up, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear your dates. I don't want to hear your times. I don't want to hear your maybes. I don't want to hear hope. I don't want to hear that. Period. We're in a place now where we need to make sure we're all stepping up into ourselves and we're owning it, owning our gifts, stepping into who we are. Stop telling yourself the same old storyline, living from the old storyline. We are not going back to what it was before. Forget it. It's not going to happen. It is not going to be what it used to be. Everything, all of that is gone. Okay, gone. Get that here, gone. Not going back to that. Only way we would go back to that is if there is a war to reset it. And that is something we cannot afford. We have to fight smarter, not repeat the same harmful thing that we've been doing. Now we got the sun that just today is Friday, the 21st of 2022, January. So we have the sun that just put off a big M1, a flare. And that flare is coming towards Earth as we speak because the wind just shows up out of nowhere, just starts getting windy for no reason. Yet and still, the sun is hot, it's shining down on you, it's making you hot, but yet and still, you got kind of like cold air. So how are you sweating and the sun is shining on you and it's cold around you? Radiation. Anyway, radiation. What the solar flares are. So I've been knowing about this because thank you, Ashira, Star Goddess. She really did a good teaching about around 2017, 2018. She was putting that information out there and she was letting everybody know, be prepared, start decoding, da 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 da. And thanks to her, I paid attention to what she was saying and learned how to do those decodes, learned how to get that info, and learned how to start digging around if it's true or not and what's being said to you and all this. I don't believe anybody anymore unless I know where you're coming from in your heart. Period. That's how it is. I read your butt, read your energy. And let me tell you something. If you're getting on TV and you see my eyes, I have brown eyes. You see how I have white right there? You see how you can see that? You see how you can see a pupil in my eye? See the sclera? You see that? If you're getting on TV and you're addressing the nation and your eyeballs are black, I got a problem with that. I'm like, why aren't your eyes like, why aren't they alive? What's going on? Pay attention to the eyeballs. Eyeballs tell you everything. Yes, I'm saying it the way I need to say it because the message that I got last night and from that dimension was off the hook. And I have no idea if I'm going back again tonight. I don't know, but I'll know if all of a sudden I start getting tired. That's how I know I'm going to be going to that space. So I just wanted to come out here and share the story. Take what you want with it and what feels right. And if it doesn't resonate, don't even worry about it. Because I know I had the experience and it was awesome. I did not want to come back here to Earth. Didn't. Because sometimes you just get tired of fighting and trying to prove things and trying to tell people what's going on. They looking at you like you done lost your apples and you ain't hanging on a tree with your apples. You're not even there. So they make fun of you, or they think something's wrong with you and all this stuff. You know what? Think whatever you want. Think whatever you want. I tell you what, I know what I experienced. I know what I've seen. I know how I feel after the adventures, after I get the info. I know what's what. So, and I know there's a lot of us out there who are light workers who are going through it right now. And you're trying to talk to people, like mindedness, and share what's going on with you. If they are not on your same page, don't waste your breath. They're not going to get it. They're really not. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it because they're not on that frequency. They're not on that energy expansion of self. They're not going to get it. So don't even waste your time. It's not even worth it. So, excuse me. So take this opportunity time to, you know, I want to say it was a trigger activation. Um, but it's just I was just really happy and honored with that. I was really honored with that. And it's been kind of interesting because I've been watching certain things when I'm asked for something or I'm manifesting something, it falls into place. And I'm just like, wow, interesting. So, yes, I will continue doing my work. I will continue doing Spiral Light. And those of you that don't know what Spiral Light is by this time, you need to just go to galacticspirallight.com, all one word. Type that in, go to my webpage, take a look at that. Download or purchase my two ebooks, one about the throne and the other about Spiral Light. I'm working on the current book, additional part about Spiral Light. So that one can be purchased maybe in written form, or I might just keep it as an ebook. I'm not really sure, depending on how our technology is rolling out and how fast it is. But another thing that I drew in one of my art books, I drew what a um med bed looks like, that we already had these med beds on our planet. So there was one lady who was saying, oh no, we're not, there's no med beds ready for Earth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, she lying. Why is she lying like that? And I was just like, stop lying. They are here. They're in a different location right now, but the med beds are on this planet. But there's certain caliber ones that will be used for certain things. And that's still going to be a control thing. See, this is the problem. We keep having these certain people controlling everything, controlling what you do, controlling what you say, controlling what you can be a part of. Control is that part right there, that controlling. That's how we ended up in this mess in the first place, is being controlled. We need to break that part. That contract, that word control doesn't exist anymore in five. And here's the beauty of it. Because those of us that are ready and we're shifting on that fifth dimensional energy, and we're moving to that dimensional energy, that is our ticket, our frequency of who we are in our vibration is the ticket into that. And if you're not vibrating on that, you're not going to be there. You're not going to be on that level. You're going to be 3 or 4. You're going to hang around in there. But until you're vibrating on that 5, that's where you'll be. And you'll be in that kind of like alchemating to it as you get used to being on that. So just saying, it's a lot to take in. And if people are not aware of it, I'm pretty sure my parents, they say, oh, there she goes again. She's talking about that spacey stuff again. My little flower girl. Yeah, I'm talking about it. So, because it's there, I'm not making this up. There's too many things that have happened to me in my journey on this planet for me to be saying, oh no, that doesn't exist, and da 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 bull crap. I got too many markings on my body. I've had too many things happen to me. I've seen too many strange things, unexplainable things. Yeah, miss me with that. I'm not into that. So, anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and so excited that I got my bowl out. She was pulling on me hard. Man, this one felt like labor, like, like I was gonna have to give birth to it or something. Thank God it came out of the box. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, all of you. And I haven't even talked to some of my friends about what I experienced last night. I just put it right here. So I'll talk about it right here. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So just pay attention to all your surroundings and stuff and pay attention to the eyes. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to how people are talking. How does it ring? How does it feel? Are you feeling it here? Or do you get the goosebumps? Pay attention because that's how you know that you're connected into true energy of truth. That's speaking truth. It's not letting you sit there and go, ugh, making you feel, ugh. Anything that's making you feel, ugh, you need to just change the channel, disconnect, disengage, something, do something. Don't consent to it. I don't consent to it. That's all I have to say about that. So, everyone, be good to yourselves. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you, new subscribers, for subscribing. My channel is small, but that's fine with me because I'm kind of him-hawing around if I even want to stay on this platform. I'm not really sure if the frequency is right. I'm getting kind of picky. So we'll see where it goes. I'm going to give it till February 2, 2022. February 22nd, 2022. I'll give it till then before I make my decision. Because there's going to be some lighten up. Yeah, you know what? Pay attention. Those solar flares are sending out codes. Big time. Sending out the codes. Can't be in it a long time. Just enough to get the downloads. Some of us can handle it, some of us can't. But anyway, have many, many blessings, and I'll talk to you soon. You can follow me on Priestess Michaela 333 Instagram. You can look me up there. And I'm also on Facebook, but it is a private group of Alchemy of Light 369. And that one, I have to know who you are. What is your request? Why you want to be in the group? And that group right now for February, because we're getting ready for this Stargate light code information coming through, there is a membership fee for that to be in that group now. $36 for February. And then it continues from there. So I'm following instructions. I'm doing my part. I hope you're doing your part too. Let's just keep it real. Be so light. Make it right. Bye.